Krishna Vadaya
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami
Iti Namine
Namaste Saraswati Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Sunnavadi
Paschatya Desatharine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Nama Krishna
Yadavaya Namaha
Gopala Govindaram
Srimad Sudhanam
Mokha Karati Vajalam
Pangon Langhaite Giri
Ati Sataman Vande
Sri Gurum Dhinatharinam
Paramananda Madhavam
Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram
Hare Om Tat Sat
Hari Om Tats
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today,
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled The Result of Insulting an Advanced Devotee. Wow. Under the section The Glories of Srila Haridas Thakur. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.144.
প্রচন্ড রামচন্দ্র খানের ভীষণ অপরাধের ফল। রামচন্দ্র খান অপরাধ বীজ কইল, সেই বীজ বৃক্ষ হইয়া আগেতে ফলিল।
By inducing a prostitute to disturb Haridas Thakur, Ramchandra Kant caused a seed of offense at his lotus feet to germinate. This seed later became a tree and it fructified. Ramachandra ate its fruits.
Ramchandra Khan, he tried to make Haridas Thakur fall down.
So Ramachandra Khan, he tried to make Haridas Thakur fall down.
And this was offense at a very advanced devotee,
So this
lotus feet.
is an offense at a very advanced devotee's lotus feet.
That offense starts out like a seed, but later becomes like a tree.
The such offense is sown like a seed, but later it becomes like a tree.
And Ramchandra Khan had to take the fruit of that offense tree.
So Ramachandra Khan had to take the fruit of that offense tree. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.145.
মহৎ অপরাধের ফল অদ্ভুত কথা, প্রস্তাব পাইয়া কহি শুনো ভক্তগণ।
This offense at the lotus feet of an exalted devotee has resulted in a wonderful narration. Taking advantage of the opportunity afforded by these incidents, I shall explain what happened. Oh devotees, please listen. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Krishna Chaviraj is about to explain what offense, a result of his offenses, Ramchandra Khan had to.
Krishnadas Kaviraj is about to explain what the offenses of Ramachandra Kaviraj had to accept. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.146.
অনাদি বহির্মুখ রামচন্দ্র খানের বৈষ্ণব অপরাধ ফলে বৈষ্ণব বিদ্বেষ বৃদ্ধি সহজে অবৈষ্ণব রামচন্দ্র খান হরিদাসে অপরাধে হইল সুর সমান।
Ramachandra Khan was naturally a non-devotee. Now having offended the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur, he became just like a demoniac atheist.
This is the danger of offending an advanced devotee.
So this is the danger of offending an advanced devotee. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 3.147.
বৈষ্ণব ধর্ম নিন্দা করে বৈষ্ণব অপমান বহুদিনে অপরাধে পাইল পরিণাম।
Because of blaspheming the cult of Vaishnavism and insulting the devotees for a long time, he now received the result of his offensive activities. Prepared by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Ramachandra Khan was a great offender at the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas and Vishnu. Just as Ravana, although born of a Brahmana father, Vishvashrava, was nevertheless called an Asura or Rakshasa because of his offenses against Lord Ramachandra, Vishnu, and Hanuman, a Vaishnava. So Ramachandra Khan also became such an Asura because of his offenses against Haridas Thakur and many others.
Ramchandra Khan became an insulting, offending Asura.
So Ramachandra Khan became an insulting, offending Asura. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 3.148.
নিত্যানন্দ প্রভুর বৃত্তান্ত নিত্যানন্দ গোসাই গৌরে যাবে আইলা প্রেম প্রচারিতে তবে ভ্রমিতে লাগিলা।
When Lord Nityananda returned to Bengal to preach the cult of Bhakti, love of Godhead, he began touring all over the country. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 3.149.
গৌর সর্বস্ব শ্রী নিত্যানন্দের দ্বিবিধি গৌর সেবন কার্য প্রেম প্রচারণ আর পাষণ্ড দলন দুই কার্যে অবধূত করে না ভ্রমণ।
The two purposes to spread the cult of Bhakti and to defeat and subdue the atheists, Lord Nityananda, the most dedicated devotee of the Lord, moved throughout the country. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Lord Krishna appears in every millennium for two purposes, namely to deliver the devotees and to kill the non-devotees. His devotees also have two similar purposes: to preach the bhakti cult of Krishna consciousness and to defeat all kinds of agnostics and atheistic demons. Nityananda Prabhu carried out the order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this way, and those who strictly follow Nityananda Prabhu perform the same activities. There are two classes of devotees. One is called Goshtianandi and the other is called Bhajananandi. A devotee who does not preach but always engages in devotional activities is called Bhajananandi, whereas a devotee who not only is expert in devotional service but also preaches the cult of bhakti and defeats all kinds of agnostics is called Goshtianandi.
So the Krishna conscious movement follows the path of Goshtianandi.
So the Krishna consciousness movement follows the path of Goshtianandi.
we try to spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya to everyone.
So we try to spread the mood and mission of Lord Chaitanya to everyone.
Because Krishna would kill the demons,
Of course, Krishna would kill the demons,
but Lord Chaitanya would kill the demonic nature and convert the people into devotees.
but Lord Chaitanya would kill the demoniac nature and convert them into devotees.
Lord Nityananda was known as being especially merciful.
Lord
Yes, you are.
Nityananda is known to be especially merciful.
But some people are so envious and offensive that to Vaishnavas,
But some people were so envious and offensive to the Vaishnavas,
that they have their own downfall.
and that was their own downfall. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 3.150.
শ্রী নিত্যানন্দ প্রভু চরণে পাষণ্ড রামচন্দ্র খানের অপরাধ বৃত্তান্ত বর্ণন। সর্বজ্ঞ নিত্যানন্দ আইলা তার ঘরে, আসিয়া বসিলা দুর্গা মণ্ডপ পরে।
Lord Nityananda, who is omniscient, because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, came to the house of Ramachandra Khan and sat down on the altar of Durga Mandapa, purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Well-to-do Hindu gentlemen constructed their houses with a place called Durga Mandapa for the worship of the goddess Durga. There, they generally held worship of the goddess every year in the month of Ashwin, September to October. Ramachandra Khan possessed such a Durga Mandap at his residence.
So, Lord Nityananda sat down in this Durga Mandap.
So Lord Nityananda sat down in his Durga Mandap. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 3.151.
অনেক লোকজন সঙ্গে অঙ্গন ভরিল, ভিতর হইতে রামচন্দ্র সেবক পাঠাইল।
When the Durga Mandap and the courtyard became filled with crowds of men, Ramachandra Khan, who was inside the house, sent his servant to Lord Nityananda. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. In those days, and also even now, the palatial buildings of respectable people, especially in the villages of Bengal, were divided into two parts. The inside part was especially meant for the family, and the ladies would live there unexposed to men. That part was called the Bithor Bhari, or inside house. In the outside house, Bohir Bhari, the respectable gentleman received visitors and kept his business office. The Durga Mandap would be a part of the outside house. Thus, when Lord Nityananda entered the outside house, Ramchandra Khan was in the inside house with the members of his family. When Nityananda Prabhu arrived, Ramachandra Khan did not receive him personally, but sent his servant to inform him indirectly to go away. Instead of receiving Lord Nityananda,
he sent his servants to ask him to go away.
He sent his servants to ask him to go away.
Offensive.
Offensive. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 3.152.
শ্রী নিত্যানন্দ প্রভুকে অবমানন। সেবক বলে গোসাই মরে পাঠাইল খান, গৃহস্থের ঘরে তোমায় দিব বাসস্থান।
Servant informed Lord Nityananda, "My dear sir, Ramachandra Khan has sent me to accommodate you in some common man's house.
Indirectly, I think another is being told that you should leave and go to some common man's house to stay in.
So indirectly, Lord Nityananda Prabhu was told to leave and they would give him a place to stay in some common man's house. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antelila 3.153.
গোয়ালার গোশালা হয় অত্যন্ত বিস্তার ইয়া সংকীর্ণ স্থল তোমারা মনুষ্য অপার
You might go to the house of a milkman, but the cowherd shed is spacious, whereas the space here in the Durga Mandap is insufficient because you have many followers with you.
This is an excuse to show Lord Nityananda the door.
So this is an excuse to show Lord Nityananda the door. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antelila 3.154.
শ্রী নিত্যানন্দের ক্রোধ ভিতরে আছিলা শুনি ক্রোধে বাইরিলা অট্ট অট্ট হাসি গোসাই কহিতে লাগিলা
When Nityananda Prabhu heard this order from the servant of Ramchandra Khan, he became very angry and came out. Laughing very loudly, he spoke as follows. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antelila 3.155.
শ্রী নিত্যানন্দের ভবিষ্যৎবাণী সত্য কহে এই ঘর মোর যোগ্য নয় মেলেচ্ছ গোবোধ করে তার যোগ্য হয়
Ramachandra Khan has spoken rightly. This place is unfit for me. It is fit for cow killing meat eaters. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antelila 3.156.
সগণ প্রভুর বিষ্ণু বৈষ্ণব বিদ্বেষী স্থান পরিত্যাগ এত বলি ক্রোধে গোসাই উঠিয়া চলিলা তার দণ্ড দিতে সে গ্রামে না রহিলা
Having said this, Lord Nityananda stood up and left in an angry mood to chastise Ramachandra Khan. He did not even stay in that village.
Normally, Lord Nityananda is very merciful.
Normally, Lord Nityananda is very merciful.
Sometimes if you make him angry,
Sometimes, if you make him angry,
then he's very angry.
he's very angry.
And so, because this Ramchandra Khan was offending very Vaishnavas,
Because this Ramachandra Khan was offending many Vaishnavas,
and then he offended Lord Nityananda.
and then he offended Lord Nityananda.
If he was really a gentleman,
If he was really a gentleman,
he should have come himself
he should come out. He should have come out himself
and requested Lord Nityananda to go to that place.
and should have requested Lord Nityananda to go from that place. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antelila 3.157.
রামচন্দ্র খানের চূড়ান্ত পাষণ্ডতা ইহা রামচন্দ্র খান সেবকে আজ্ঞা দিল গোসাই যাহা বসিলা তার মাটি খোদাইলা
Ramachandra Khan ordered the servant to dig up the dirt in the place where Lord Nityananda Prabhu had sat.
Ramchandra Khan was so offensive
Ramachandra Khan was so offensive
that he thought the place where Lord Nityananda sat
that he thought the place where Lord Nityananda sat
was also contaminated.
was also contaminated.
So he dug out the earth around it
So he dug out the earth around it
and spread cow dung on the place.
and spread cow dung at that place. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.158.
ঘুময় জলে লেপিলা সব মন্দির প্রাঙ্গণ তবু রামচন্দ্রের মন না হইল প্রসন্ন
To purify the Durga Mandap temple and the courtyard, Ramachandra Khan sprinkled and smeared it with water mixed with cow dung, but still his mind was unsatisfied.
We can see how offensive Ramchandra Khan was.
We can see how offensive Ramachandra Khan was. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.159.
বিষ্ণু বৈষ্ণব বিদ্বেষের ভীষণ ফল বা শাস্তি প্রাপ্তি দস্যুবৃত্তি করে রামচন্দ্র রাজারে না দেয় কর ক্রুদ্ধ হইয়া ম্লেচ্ছ আইল তার ঘর
Ramachandra Khan's business was questionable, for he tried to avoid paying income tax to the government. Therefore, the government's minister of finance was angry and came to his residence.
And English they say, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
In English, they would say people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Ramchandra Khan did questionable things with the government
So Ramachandra Khan did questionable things to the government
by not paying his taxes.
by not paying his taxes.
At the same time, he was very offensive
At the same time, he was very offensive
to Vishnu and Vaishnavas.
to Vishnu and Vaishnavas. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.160.
আসি সেই দুর্গা মণ্ডপে বাসা কইল অবদ্ধ বধ করি মাংস সে ঘরে রান্দাইল
The Muslim minister made his residence. The Muslim minister made his residence in the Durga Mandap of Ramchandra Khan. He killed a cow and cooked the meat at the very place.
So Ramchandra Khan sent his servants to Lord Nityananda to go somewhere else.
When Ramchandra Khan sent his servant to tell Lord Nityananda to go somewhere else,
Lord Nityananda said, this place is suitable for calculus.
Lord Nityananda said, this place is suitable for calculus.
And so that happened.
And so that happened. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.161.
স্ত্রী পুত্র সহি রামচন্দ্রে বাঁধিয়া তার ঘর গ্রাম লুটে 3 দিন রহিয়া
He arrested Ramachandra Khan along with his wife and sons, and then he continuously plundered the house and village for 3 days. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.162.
সেই ঘরে 3 দিন করে অমেধ্য রন্ধন আর দিন সভা লইয়া করিলা আগমন
At that very room, he cooked the flesh of a cow for 3 consecutive days. Then, the next day, he left, accompanied by his followers.
Ramchandra Khan was attending the Vishnu and Vaishnavas,
So, Ramachandra Khan was offending Vishnu and Vaishnavas,
but so Ramchandra Khan received his karma.
So Ramachandra Khan received his karma. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.163.
জাতি ধনজন খানের সকল লইল বহুদিন পর্যন্ত গ্রাম যারা রহিল।
The Muslim minister took away Ramachandra Khan's position, wealth, and followers. For many days, the village remained deserted.
Don't mess with Lord Nityananda.
So please don't mess with Lord Nityananda. Don't mess with him.
Somehow he was Malay in the Malay with a wine bottle.
What's that, Roman?
Somehow now Lord Nityananda delivered Malay.
Somehow Lord Nityananda delivered Madai,
Even though he stuck him with a wine bottle.
even he stuck him with a wine bottle.
But you see the difference. Lord Nityananda would accept his offense,
Lord Nityananda would accept his offense,
but the offense of the Vaishnavas
but the offense of the Vaishnavas
was too much for Lord Nityananda.
was too much for Lord Nityananda. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 3.164.
বিষ্ণু বৈষ্ণব বিদ্বেষের ফলে দশা বা অবস্থা, মহান্তের অপমান যে দেশ গ্রামে হয়, একজনার দোষে সব দেশ উজাড়ায়।
Wherever an advanced devotee is insulted for one man's fault, the entire town or place is afflicted.
So here I taught the great consult a advanced devotee.
So here we are taught to advance and to insult an advanced devotee
A very dangerous thing.
is a very dangerous thing.
The result is not only the insulter, but the whole village, whole place
The
is
result
affected.
is not only the insulter, but the whole village, the whole place is affected. Thus ends the chapter entitled The Result of Insulting an Advanced Devotee, under the section The Glories of Srila Haridas Thakur. Hare Krishna, Harini Mataji, happy birthday. Guru Maharaj is giving you his birthday blessings.
Krishna Madhasa.
Krishna Matirastu. Gopal. Gopal Kotai. Oh,
Happy birthday.
happy birthday. Shubha Janmadin.
Krishna Madhasa.
Krishna Matirastu. Joy Saha, Hare Krishna. Okay, the glorious Saha. Jai Saha. Guru Maharaj, we are done. Would you like to visit some places? Sudarshan, Vrinda Vaishnavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing both of you. Wow, Sudarshan is doing repeated pranams.
The read Rathayatra.
Yeah, it's over, Guru Maharaj. Reading Rathayatra. Yeah. Yeah, Akshal's birthday today. Fourth. Yeah. Oh, Mahaprasad, Akshash Prabhu, happy birthday. Please.
Mahaprasad, golden name,
Haribol. This is Radha Madan Mohan's Mahaprasad, I think so, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, she's pregnant, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, long live, healthy, Suputra.
May you have a Krishna conscious, long-lived, healthy Suputra. Okay, Damayanti. Sri Gauranga Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Oh, Diya Parik Mataji, Ankit Parik Prabhu is there. Tejashwini Mataji is there. Oh, they all are in India. I think so. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Okay, blessings to all of you. Krishna Matirastu. Jalangi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Jai Rasheshwari Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Jai Strawberries Guru Maharaj. Hari Bol. Anuttara Kalindi Mataji, Hare Krishna. Adipurush Keshav Prabhu.
Hello.
Hari Bol. Monisha Devi and Bhaktimati Devi. Muthu Krishnan, Deepshika, thank you for the aloo paratha.
Looks like a, I'll call that, Khachapuri.
This is Ishara family who got shelter in Patna.
Oh, Hari Bol. Shiva Prasad Prabhu, where is the Prasad? Hare Krishna. Bala Vrinda Vinita Gandharvika, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hari Bol. Oh, Balachandra Prabhu is also there. Gauranga Gunanidhi Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Sanatani Induleka Mataji. You should look at Guru Maharaj, not at the monitor. Okay. Shamanandini Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. From Hari Bol. Saraswati Gaurangi, Hare Krishna Mataji. Okay. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining. Pancha Kalpataru Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hema Sundari Gaurangi Mataji, how's my friend Sanjeev? Convey my pranams to him. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
So young man,
Yeah.
Dear devotees, Guru Maharaj welcome you on his virtual book table from Sridham Mayapur, and those who are present physically here, especially there is a Guru Maharaj physical table. It is just meant for you only. Nobody else is going to come here. So please do visit. Today Guru Maharaj virtual table quote from a letter that Srila Prabhupada wrote to Bali Mardan on September 30, 1972. The fact is that we have to adopt the same tactics as ordinary salesmen adopt, but the difference is we do it for the satisfaction of Krishna and they do it for sense gratification. Actually, we have experienced that sometimes out of sentiment someone gives to ISKCON and then laments and wants it back. But that does not mean we should give it back. Our policy is that is money which would have been used for purchasing cigarettes, liquor, sex literature, and meat will give him the opportunity to gradually become purified. So by tactics, we save the money from being spent on cigarette packets. That is good. If we can take some money and give some literature, that is good service. So far irritation is concerned, a child is also irritated when he is given instructions. But that does not mean that we should stop. Invite them to our feast, that is better indication. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The following fortunate devotees participated in the pastime of an assistant Guru Maharaj in distributing books today. Aditya Rani from Bhopal, 11 Bhagavad Gita and 6 small book. From Kashadesh, we have Prahlad Krishnadas, 1 Gita, Keshav Premadas, 1 Gita, Charani Devidasi, and her 2-year-old daughter, 1 Gita. Jagadish Malhotra and Veena Malhotra, 2 Bhagavad Gita, 1 each. And Mahendra, Shivani, Nikita, Ritika, Behal, 3 Bhagavad Gita, 1 each. And this family needs blessing to be Krishna conscious. Balachandra, Channa, Vinita, Gandharvika, Devidasi, Balavranda, 2 small books. They extended for 1 more month. So Guru Maharaj is distributing 19 Mahabig books and 8 small books, a total of 27 Srila Prabhupada Transcendental book. So Bhadra Purnima is on the way. So we are expecting distribution of Bhagavatam Guru Maharaj is planning to double the distribution comparing to the previous year, which was almost 8,000. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai. These devotees get a special Narsimha Puja in a few hours from now in Sridham Mayapur. All of you devotees also bless them by calling out after me, Nitai Gauranga. Please do visit the physical table behind you. This is very special because if you want, you can sponsor and you can take the book, get a photograph, autograph of Guru Maharaj, and then you can distribute also. Please pass on this wonderful opportunity of participating in the pastime of Guru Maharaj in distributing Srila Prabhupada books. Even if it is a single Bhagavad Gita or just a few small books, please do WhatsApp. +91 94 34 76 04 02. Stay tuned for tomorrow's Lord Chaitanya class. Thank you for your daily prayers with us. Let's pray for the consistent good health for our beloved Guru Maharaj and speedy recovery of Mahavara Prabhu and join back in Guru Maharaj service in full swing as soon as possible. And of course, our prayers include for all those who are celebrating their anniversaries today for their well-being and blissful Krishna consciousness. Let's pray together. Please chant along with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, all the online devotees, Shiva Prasad, Shantagopi, Rishiraj Mahato, Sudevi, Vrajeshwari. Guru Maharaj blessing all of you. Haribo Krishnir Matirastu, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namah Namaha. Thank you very much. Jai Guru Maharaj ki jai.